Meanwhile, electoral body IEBC chairman Wafula Chebukati has asked President Uhuru Kenyatta and opposition leader Raila Odinga to deal directly with the commission instead of sending representatives. Moremi Mwangi now reports on the aborted meeting called by the IEBC to break the deadlock on the electoral reforms before the repeat poll.
With less than 30 days to the repeat presidential poll, electoral body IEBC's chairman Wafula Chebukati expressed his frustrations after chairing a two-day meeting of Raila Odinga's representatives and President Uhuru Kenyatta's team.
In the meetings, actually, the only issue we resolved was agreeing on the agenda. After that, we didn't manage to proceed beyond there.
IEBC had convened the meeting to break the prevailing deadlock on electoral reforms before the October 26th repeat poll. But the meeting aborted before any of the issues listed on the agenda could be discussed, as Odinga's team stormed out of the talks, protesting a Jubilee-sponsored bill in Parliament, seeking to radically amend the Kenyan electoral law, with among other clauses being a recommendation to spread the IEBC chair's powers of announcing the presidential results to the deputy or any other commissioner that assumes the position under the suggested amendment.
Perhaps the life of the chairman himself is not even assured, because it seems the regime wants him out of that office. Otherwise, in the last election, the chairman was always there. There was no single time, there was no single moment that the operations of the commission came to a halt.
What we are not going to allow is the convolution of agenda, where an agenda which is taking place in the legislature is used to forestall a consultative meeting which has been called by an election manager.
But reacting to the Jubilee-sponsored bill, Chebukati cautioned that the commission is capable of conducting the repeat poll under the current legal framework, terming the suggestion to reduce the IEBC chair's powers as a wrong move.
I hope those laws will not change the framework we have put in place, because if they do so, then they'll put us in a very precarious situation. Because we have already set training manuals, we have already commenced procurement processes, and it will just take us backwards.
That bill does not in any way alter the electronic transmission of results. It will go on as it was. It does not alter the manual transmission of results, which also happened. It will go on. It actually recognizes that complementary system in law.
They have reached a level where they feel that they can do anything and change anything, including the Constitution, through the back door. So we will leave them to their own desires. But they will take responsibility for what happens thereafter.
The talks aborted before the two teams could break the deadlock of a ballot papers printing tender currently under Dubai-based firm Al Ghurair. The standoff over French firm Safran Mofo, whose electronic infrastructure transmitted the disputed August 8th result, and the audit of the recently nullified poll, which NASA demands has to be followed by the exit of all culpable officials before the repeat poll. Chebukati now seeking audience with the two presidential contenders.
This is my appeal that next meeting we call, we shall insist that the principals themselves, the candidates, attend that meeting, because we don't want situations where the generals bring sideshows to derail this process, which must happen on 26th of October.
The person heading the meetings as chair of the commission is no longer himself guaranteed of any of his positions as chairman. And we told them to continue with that talk would be a hypocritical exercise, and there was no need to go any further.
As grandstanding persists, the direct input of the two presidential protagonists could be the secret icebreaker as the IEBC pushes for consensus before the repeat poll. Moremi Mwangi, KTN News at the Bomas of Kenya in Nairobi.